Alrighty, so if you follow me on Facebook, you'll probably know that I've had the 00 Hover X1 for a little while now. You also may have seen some posts that I made talking about the marketing company that's representing 00 Robotics and the Hover X1 campaign. A bunch of influencers recently got theirs in their hands, and they were probably all sponsored videos. Whether or not they disclosed that it was a sponsored video or not is a whole nother question. But during this process, I gave them a price to review this product.
$1 million.
They agreed upon that price, and then they started giving me a set of guidelines, and the guidelines did not jive with me whatsoever. One of the things that they didn't want me to do is they did not want me to disclose that this was going to be a sponsored video, which I don't agree with at all. Anytime we are doing something that money is exchanging hands, you need to know. We also should not be titling them as reviews, because even though we're gonna try to remain honest, we're gonna give you our experience over a course of time, there's always that unconscious bias that lingers in the back of somebody's mind. Now with me specifically, I don't give a f who it is, I don't care what they're paying, I'm gonna let it rip no matter what. And that didn't set well with the marketing company. They wanted me to review this a specific way, and I completely shredded one of the representatives, so much so that a supervisor reached out, apologized for that representative's behavior and trying to tame my creative control. When I review a product, I do it my way. I want to fly it, use it, and test it, and give my opinions without any interaction from the company or marketing company or anybody. I don't want anybody to tell me what I can or cannot say about a product. And this product has been out for a while. It ended up on Kickstarter, it kicked around, and now they're finally hitting mainstream as they're on Amazon and there are other locations as well. And in today's video, I'm gonna give you my experience. This is not gonna be a review because again, this is a sponsored video, so I'm not going to push you in any which way. I'm just gonna simply talk about what I think of it and let the chips fall where they may, whether it makes this marketing company happy or not. Let's get started. Alrighty, so I've had the Hover X1 for the past, I wanna say 2.5 weeks. And when I first got this product, I was a little bit miffed by it. It's super tiny. I really don't have a need for a product like this. Also, when I first started going through some of the initial requests, they wanted me to compare this to DJI offerings. And while I don't think that is an apples to apples comparison, I will say cost-wise, this is very similar to the Mini 4K as far as cost goes. So these are about $449. And I'm talking about the price straight out of the gate because I think for what this is incredibly overpriced. Before we even get into the things that it does or doesn't do, this is an expensive little aircraft. So to start off with, this is a 125 gram aircraft with the battery. It's incredibly light. You do not need to register this with the FAA. It also only flies at a max altitude of 49 feet, which is pretty interesting because a lot of drones, they don't have height restrictions. They can really almost fly as high as they want to, but with this, it can't do that. It also doesn't have any GPS built into it. There's no obstacle avoidance, and the flight time is about 6 minutes long, so there's that. This also is gonna struggle with any sort of wind because it does have these box guards on here. I did test this in high winds, and I'm surprised with how it did, but I'm also not surprised at how bad it did in high winds. The drone's claim to fame is that it can simply fold up just like this. You can stick it in your pocket, you can stick it in your bag. It's supposed to be a selfie drone. And that's really where I started to struggle with this because for me, I love to be in control of my flights. And with this, it's just really meant to follow you. It's meant to do a lot of automated modes. Now it does have an application, and in that application, it has a series of pre-canned flight modes. You simply just tap on it, choose the flight mode that you want. You can adjust the parameters, or if you don't want to fly with the application at all, you can just simply click on this top button here and toggle through the different flight modes, and then double press the large circular button to activate the flight. It's just that easy to do. The claim to fame with this is that it can follow you, it can dolly track you from the front, from the rear. it can sidetrack you, and there is sort of a training mode to where as you start going through the unlock flight modes, more flight modes will unlock and allow you to utilize them. There's also no SD card support on this drone anywhere. Even if you take out the battery, you won't find anywhere where there's an SD card. It does have 32 gigs of onboard storage, which I think is adequate enough considering the fact that this only shoots up to 2.7K at 30 frames per second and 1080p up to 60 frames per second. This is truly a social media drone. The image quality is honestly not that bad. I've seen a lot of people really complain about the image quality, but in comparison to what it is and how it operates, I don't think the image quality is terrible. And it actually does a pretty good job when it is in the shadows or you're under a tree canopy. It does a good job of exposing the subject. It tracks you with this front camera. Now this front camera, I don't even know the specifications as far as the image size, but it is a 19mm field of view. But again, as far as the sensor goes, if I had to guess, it's going to be a compact sensor. What size sensor? I looked and looked and looked and I couldn't find any specifications on the website, and the application really does not allude to much information about that. But I think that just goes to show you that 00 doesn't want you fixating on the specifications of this drone. They just want you simply using it and forgetting about it. This again is just meant to be a third person or a second person point of view for yourself as you do selfies or orbits of yourself or even track yourself, which is an interesting take on a drone. Honestly, if you really think about it, this is sort of the poor man's Skydio drone, because it's really just meant to follow you and not be controlled via an application. Now you can control this manually, limitedly with the application once you get to the point where you'll be able to unlock manual controls. But ultimately, this is just really meant to perform automated flight modes, which is pretty interesting. Now the batteries are also pretty small. Like I said, it's a 6-minute flight time. It's a 1050 milliamp hour battery. The battery just sort of sits in here. Ooh. So the batteries sort of sit in there super snug. You almost need two hands to take the batteries out, as you just saw me struggling with that. No SD card slot in here. And again, it just sort of slides and locks in there firmly, just like so. You definitely won't have a problem with the battery coming out. Now, my kit came with 2 batteries, and it also has a handy dandy little charger, which I was able to keep in my pocket. Now the batteries charge pretty quickly. I was able to charge this with a USB-C on my Kia. I just plugged it in and just let it sit in the phone port. And it actually charged this entire battery today, which was pretty cool. And there's also a little indicator light here where you can go ahead and check your battery status. So it is only a dual charger, so you get basically with 2 batteries, 12 minutes of flight. So not terrible for what it is, but again, it's not like you're going to be doing anything you're gonna get paid with for this. This is truly just a drone that you're gonna have for fun. The idea behind this drone is it's going to appeal to people that know nothing about drones. You can be an absolute idiot and be able to operate this. You can be a kid and be able to operate this drone. And I think that's the unique thing about this. There's not many drones that are like this on the market. There's no obstacle avoidance on this drone, so it can crash into things. As I discovered today, I was in a house and it banged up against the wall. Didn't hurt the wall at all. It bounced right back off. The duck guards are a little bit flimsy, but I think they're like that by design. So if you hit something, it's going to sort of bounce you back off of it without actually breaking the drone. I would be fearful of folding this up and putting this in a bag with a lot of gear in fear that you may damage these prop guards, because like I said, they do flex quite a bit, but it could cause a problem later on down the road if you decide to put this in a bag and something crushes up against it. The camera itself, it is a 2-axis gimbal. It is not stabilized on that 3rd axis. Instead, they use image stabilization via electronic stabilization, and it does a pretty good job. In my testing, I found that it was pretty reliable, and I was able to track myself even on an e-bike going up to 20 miles an hour. Now, the top speed of this drone is 15 miles per hour. That is pushing it considering what the winds are outside, so you want to be mindful of that. Now, because there is no GPS, it's essentially relying on image processing to track you as the subject. it needs to see you when it takes off. So it's always going to take off like so when you are actually first launching it. If I power this on now, which will just long press and power it on, it's going to need to see me in order to take off. And of course, you can set it to different modes without the application, and it'll...
Current mode, custom, dolly track.
We're not gonna dolly track, but I'm gonna switch this over to hover. So let's go ahead and launch this.
30 seconds, hover.
And it's just gonna hover, and now I'm gonna land it in my hand. And just simply taking your hand and putting it underneath there, it knows enough to land in the palm of your hand, which is pretty interesting. And I will say throughout all of my testing, that has worked flawlessly every single time. It's just landed in my hand safely, which I know would probably give a lot of people fear, landing something with spinning props in their hand. But with the duck guards and the way it sort of tapers, I really didn't worry about it ever hurting myself or even my kids. So how would I actually use this little aircraft? Well, when I first got it, I honestly didn't know. And then I started thinking back to some of the DMs that I get on my Apex imaging page or even my Instagram asking me how I'm doing my speed ramps or how I am filming my real estate videos. And I started thinking about it that I could use this to film myself with some of the behind the scenes stuff. Because of the way this tracks, I'm able to use this as a second cameraman or another person to film me in some of these houses. The low light performance on this isn't terrible, and a lot of the houses that I am filming in, they typically have really good floor to ceiling lighting, and this is just perfect to be able to track behind me or in front of me to get some of that behind the scenes footage that I would normally need an additional person to capture. So I think ultimately that's how I'm gonna end up using this. I'm gonna use this as a second cameraman so I can actually film some of my tutorials on real estate. That may not be a good solution for everybody, but for me, this is pretty decent. But again, at $449 that they're advertising it. Okay, so it's Ken from the future. During the time of actually recording this to now, they did go ahead and update the pricing. They did reduce the price by $100. I still feel like it's expensive even at $329 for what this is, considering the other competition that's on the market today. So if they drop this price to like $249 or $229, I think it would be much more tangible. But at $329, that's actually a pretty decent deal, but still not enough for me to consider purchasing this for what it is. I still feel like it's very limited, but for some people, you may find this to be very useful. So I just wanted to go ahead and update that. But there's my thoughts on the 00 Hover X1. My cousin actually did buy one of these well before we even ever started discussing me reviewing this for them. He had a trade show and he was asking me what drone he could fly indoors. I don't even know how he ended up purchasing this, but he stumbled across the website, he bought it, and the cool thing about this was he sent me a video where he was walking around the trade floor and he was able to use the microphone and talk as this was flying, and it was canceling out the noise of the drone, which I thought was pretty neat. I did try to test this out over the week, but I had mixed results. I don't know if I enabled the permissions on the microphone, and I don't know if I would really ever use that feature. But if that is something that you are interested in, it does have the capability of doing that. But again, $449, it's gonna be a hard pass for me. That's gonna do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. I know this is not the review that they had hoped for, but honestly, it's me, and considering that I fly drones professionally every single day, to me, this is just a toy, and it's a very expensive toy at that. All right, stay original.
I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, you know, flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check.